Well, good afternoon, ladies and gents. I'm just basically here wanting to do a small introduction to a tool that I actually had in my arsenal for the last little while, and it's been fairly good to me. It's not one that I use often, but often enough, especially for small projects, like if you're assembling, putting something together, as an example, whether it's something electronical or something that you just need to have something light to use. And the one that I have here is a 4-volt electric screwdriver from Ryobi, marked as HP74L, which is this guy here. It comes in a nice little carrying case, lovely as can be. Um, Basically, it's a nice little screwdriving set to do work with. As you'll see later on, I'm going to just open it up in later in this within this video and show you the other screw bits that I do have for it. So I use it just basically for assembling stuff together, whether it's electronics, because I'm dealing with IT and putting together and disassembling things together. So something like this will give me a chance to, open and close things very quickly, especially when you're dealing inside of the ATMs, or in this case computers, home computers and all that. That's where I usually use this the most. So let's go over to the other section. I'll show you the whole thing. I'll actually do a little grand opening. I've used it already several times before, so she's fully charged, so she's good. Okay, let's go. This is basically the Ryobi HP74L screwdriver, 4 volts. This is, like I mentioned earlier, this is actually a pickup that I actually done at Home Depot. They actually had some of these in stock. Basically, it comes in a nice little case. It is basically a handheld screwdriver, an electric screwdriver that runs at a maximum of 200 RPMs. Comes with 10 bits that you can easily switch out on the head of this. It's the most popular ones where you have Robinson's, Squarehead, Phillips, which is the star, Torque, which is another type. Basically here, this whole unit is mainly used for assembling things together, like what you get at your local IKEA, the mega store, where you have assembly. You have to put the stuff together yourself. This could also be used for any other project where you're basically screwing in screws and such. So it comes already with the standard implementation of a regular drill, or a regular drill driver, which is okay. And it runs at maximum of 200 RPMs, both with the switch going backwards and forwards, and a little light, as you can see. It does come up with two other little options that I like here. This one here is basically for the extreme corners, like where it's hard to get to because it's, too far away, or it's just in a niche that you can't get the whole head into. And you had one other one here, which I'll just pull out momentarily here, which is basically at 90 degrees. So you can go, left, right, down, or up. And that's also good too, because God only knows we have some odd positions where we have no other choice. And it's nice and compact. So basically, battery life on this here will vary. It's only good. The battery's only good for about 96 or 100 screws to be screwed in. So when people are looking at something like this, I highly suggest do not expect this to be like your typical 18-volt impact driver, which is basically a drill driver with an impact rating in it to torque it up higher. This is just mainly to use to finalize your assembly of the project that you're working on. So I'm not expecting this to go all high haywire with getting things super tight. It does tighten up to a certain extent, and then that's it. So that's I want to be clear on this, because some people say, "Well, it's not doing so." I said, "Okay, what is it? What are you trying to do?" And they showed me, and it's like they're using the screwdriver wrong, and I showed them how I use it, and it's like it works fine, you know. And this also does come with a USB cable for charging. When I did get mine, I did have to put it on the charger itself, which is any USB port charger, like on a computer, or if you have those little blocks there, it does. You can also plug it into one of those. Now, as well, I just want to mention the bits that we have here, like the 10 bits that we have here from Ryobi. Those are complementary to the one to this drill driver. They're standard 1/4 hex bits, so you can actually use other hex bits as well. And I do have a whole slew of them in another box, which I'm going to show you next. Let me just cut over to it, and I'll show you basically. Back again, and this is the bits that I have. This is from Titan themselves. This is actually, I got this at an electronic specialty store, and it does come in with some nice bits. Yeah, I know this. There's the one here that broke off. There's actually the tangs here that hold it down. So basically, this one actually lays in between there. But we got here close to about, I would say, about 100 different bits. So I do have a mixture of security bits, and we have some like here, as an example. This is a torque bit, but it also has a little thing in the middle of the torque bit itself. That's like a security bit, so that way you can actually put this into the bit itself and be able to undo it. But the actual screw has a little indentation on the top, so that goes into that there, and then you just do what you have to do. And I have some other odds and ends that I'm just trying to look for here, because it had some really odd ones that I had seen. Up here we go. Is that the one? Seems like one, but I'm not too sure myself now. Oh boy. Old age. Ah, here we go. Here's one. See the little U shape on this head? That's one way of doing it for a bit. And here's another one. Here we go. Yeah, really odd bits, I know. That's why they call me Crazy Carl. And that's why I find things like this interesting to have, because you never know when you may run into something that you need a specific bit. And I do have the extensions. One is the typical extension, and this one here has the lock on top. We have to retract the top there a little bit. I use this one here mainly, like I said, just for assembling stuff together, which is a good thing. I have this usually out most of the time for, if I'm putting together a large piece together, as an example. Let me get the Ryobi back up. Yes, I'm doing it on a place that's not too big. Yeah, so, like I mentioned, the Ryobi is really good in assembling stuff for this. This is actually one of those light duty stuff that doesn't come out too often, but when you do need it, it's really helpful. This is good for probably a little bit for homeowners who doesn't have a set of screwdrivers themselves. I'm lucky enough that I do have my own set of screwdrivers plus this, because I did at one point do my own home repairs or car repairs that I required some bits or some screwdrivers that I needed to use, and at the time when I was doing it, I didn't have something like this handy to me. So when I bought this, I actually marked this under one of those exceptions for sub-assembly of stuff for around the house. This here, just to let you know, I would definitely, for a homeowner, yes, definitely get it. If you're a professional, you don't really need it,
But for for those little odds and ends where you don't want to use your wrist too much, or you don't want to knock off your wrist too much, that'll come in handy. And yes, you can charge the batteries up as often. The only thing with the batteries on this here is that you can't take them out. You have to charge it inside the unit itself. The more newer screwdriver sets from Ryobi, they have the battery which can be pulled out and charged separately, and put a new fresh one in. That's one benefit that this one didn't have, which I did at one point would have had. But you get what you pay for. For me, this is not so bad. I can even take this apart and change out the battery directly, so it's not so bad. Even probably put in a better battery than the one that's already in there, and still lasts as long. So basically, this is my version, and I give this a thumbs up. By the way, it's a good little product. Nothing to sneeze at. It does the job. Don't expect it to do miracles per se, but it does the job. Okay, so that's basically about it. See you later.